Hello, and welcome to the 10th episode of In Case You Missed It. Today we're going to discuss the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse in Baltimore, the recent killing of 7 aid workers in Gaza by Israeli airstrikes, and news coming from Germany and Batswana about elephants. My name is Tyler Badgett. Let's get right into it. On March 26, the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore, Maryland was struck by a container ship, collapsing and blocking most vessels from the port of Baltimore, one of the largest shipping ports in the United States. Container ship Dali, registered in Singapore, collided with the Key Bridge early in the morning on the 26th, experienced a complete blackout around 1:24 a.m. While the ship regained power from a backup generator, which then led to a mayday call at 1:27 a.m. that allowed the Maryland Transportation Authority police to block traffic on either side of the bridge, the generator did not provide enough power for the propulsion system. This means that the Dali could not change course back into the shipping channel. Power on the ship flickered on and off again until it struck one of the bridge's support beams, called piers, and the bridge collapsed into several pieces after the collision. 7 vehicles were reportedly submerged by the collapse, and 6 construction workers on the bridge at the time died or are presumed dead. The collapse of the bridge has caused a number of logistical issues within the Port of Baltimore, including the fact that most incoming ship traffic is blocked. According to the Bureau of Transportation Statistics, the Port of Baltimore is among the top 20 ports in the United States by tonnage and number of containers handled, and is the 10th largest port for dry bulk and raw materials. According to Maryland Governor Wes Moore, 2 lanes for commercial traffic have been opened. President Biden visited the area on April 5th and has continued to advocate Congress funding the full reconstruction project of the bridge. The Army Corps of Engineers has set a timeline for the Port of Baltimore to return to normal operations by mid-May. In a statement on April 4th, Mayor of Baltimore Brandon Scott said, quote, "While this timeline is ambitious and dependent on a number of factors, setting this goal is critically important for those families that are still waiting to bring loved ones home and the thousands of Baltimoreans and Marylanders who rely on the port." On April 2nd, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced that the Israeli military had mistakenly killed 7 aid workers, including an American citizen, in an airstrike in Gaza, drawing widespread shock and condemnation from people around the world, including elected officials in the United States. The aid workers were part of a convoy from the World Central Kitchen, which, according to Reuters, included 2 armored cars that featured the aid organization's logo. Also, according to Reuters and World Central Kitchen founder, Chef Jose Andres, the convoy coordinated their movements with the Israeli military. Andres has claimed that Israel launched airstrikes, quote, systematically, car by car. In a social media statement on X, Andres said, quote, "The Israeli government needs to stop this indiscriminate killing. It needs to stop restricting humanitarian aid, stop killing civilians and aid workers, and stop using food as a weapon. No more innocent lives lost. Peace starts with our shared humanity." The White House released a statement on April 4th from President Biden, who said he was, quote, "outraged and heartbroken by the incident." Later in the statement, he said, quote, "This conflict has been one of the worst in recent memories, and how many aid workers have been killed. This is a major reason why distributing humanitarian aid in Gaza has been so difficult, because Israel has not done enough to protect aid workers trying to deliver desperately needed help to civilians. Incidents like yesterday simply should not happen. Israel has also not done enough to protect civilians." While Israel has vowed to conduct an investigation, admitting a, quote, serious mistake in dismissing 2 officers related to the airstrikes, the strikes have once again renewed calls to condition U.S. aid to Israel or cut it entirely. Furthermore, they have renewed a months-long call for a permanent and immediate ceasefire in the region. President Biden has called for an immediate ceasefire, though not a permanent one. One pro-Israel Democrat in the Senate, Senator Chris Coons, has signaled openness to conditioning aid in response to the strike. Here's an interview clip with him, courtesy of CNN.
I think we're at that point. I think we're at the point where President Biden has said, and I have said, and others have said, if Benjamin Netanyahu, Prime Minister, were to order the IDF into Rafah at scale, they were to drop 1,000-pound bombs and send in a battalion to go after Hamas and make no provision for civilians or for humanitarian aid, that I would vote to condition aid to Israel.
Furthermore, Coons is not alone in his increased sourness to Netanyahu's government. Senate Majority Leader and fierce Israel supporter Chuck Schumer, a Democrat from New York, called for new elections in Israel last month. In a speech on the Senate floor, he said, quote, "A new election is the only way to allow for healthy and open decision-making process about the future of Israel at a time when so many Israelis have lost their confidence in their vision and direction of their government." Schumer's remarks were met with condemnation from Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, Republican of Kentucky, and Speaker of the House Mike Johnson, Republican of Louisiana, among other Republicans. The White House declined to weigh in, and the Israeli ambassador to the U.S. called the speech, quote, "counterproductive to our common goals." Our next and last story for today is a strange but important one. Botswana, a nation in Africa that borders South Africa from the north, has threatened to send 20,000 elephants to Germany in response to Germany's current effort to ban elephant trophies into the country. Botswana, home to 130,000 elephants, a number that has continued to grow in recent years. As a result, it has suffered from overpopulation in the country. According to CNN, Botswanan President Mokwetsi Masisi said that elephants were trampling people to death, eating crops, and causing damage to villages. He has also said the further growth in the elephant population would impoverish the Botswanan people. Germany, and in particular Federal Ministry for Environment, Nature and Conservation and Nuclear Safety, led by Minister Steffi Lemke of the German Green Party, has raised concerns about the poaching of endangered animals, advocating a ban on the import of these elephant trophies. These trophies are typically elephant tusks made of ivory that are harvested from killed elephants. These are then sold to the ivory trade, which are then made into a number of high-end products such as jewelry, piano keys, figurines, among other items. In response, Masisi told German newspaper Bild, quote, 20,000 elephants for Germany. This is not a joke. He added to the same source, quote, it is very easy to sit in Berlin and have an opinion about our affairs in Botswana. We are paying the price for preserving these animals for the world. He also said, quote, we want our elephants to roam freely. The German weather is bad enough for them, adding, quote, if you like them so much, then please accept this gift from us, and saying he would, quote, not take no for an answer. According to CNN, Botswana has already offered elephants to Angola and Mozambique, 8,000 and 500 respectively. While Botswana did originally ban trophy hunting in 2014, the ban was halted in 2019 and now has annual hunting quotas. Last month, a similar ban on importing hunting trophies moved a step closer to becoming law in the United Kingdom, which also received criticism from Masisi, who said that the ban would amount to, quote, a resurgence of colonial conquest, also calling the effort, quote, condescending. Masisi threatened then to send 10,000 elephants to Hyde Park in London, according to Politico. Germany's Federal Ministry for the Environment said that Botswana has, quote, not yet contacted them on this matter, also according to Politico. Well, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching this episode of In Case You Missed It. My name is Tyler Badgett, and I will see you all next time. Bye!